All right, today I'll be showing the String King Mark 2A, just like I have here. So this one's gonna be great for any attackman or midfielder that likes a one-hand cradle. As you can see, it has a nice mid-low pocket. So it's gonna be great for that, as well as a really nice channel, nice and smooth, so you're not gonna get too much whip. So let's go ahead and get into the tutorial. All right, so before we get into the tutorial, you're gonna need a 9-diamond top string. As you can see here, you're gonna need a 9-diamond top string on the second hole of the head. So once again, 9-diamond top string on the second hole of the head. Okay, so now starting with the pattern, I'm going to use this royal blue string so that way you guys can see clearly. So we're going to start on the third hole of the head. So I'm going to put my string through that third hole. We're going to do a simple tie and loop on the first available mesh loop. So up and through that first one, all the way through, and then put my string back through that same sidewall hole and up through the same mesh loop. We're going to pull this all the way through so we get all the slack out. That's going to be our starting loop. Okay, so we're going to skip the next sidewall hole and then do an SI, so down to the top of the next mesh loop. Into the plastic, making sure to skip one sidewall hole. We're going to come through this loop that we create. Pulling all the slack through, so up and down, and then going from the bottom up that same mesh loop. And then there we have our first SI. All right, next up, we are going to skip 2 sidewall holes and then do a KSI, so down to the top of the next mesh loop. We're going to go into the plastic, making sure to skip 2 sidewall holes. We're going to leave a small loop here. You're going to take your leading end string and go from the back and through of that mesh loop that we left. You're going to pull your slack from the inside, so that's going to be from this part here. Pulling this all the way through. You're going to take the sidewall string and then pinch it to the plastic right there. You're going to take your leading end and then pull straight down all the way so that it's tight. And there should be a little knot that forms there. You're going to go and take your leading end string, go from the bottom up of that same mesh loop and all the way through, and then pull it straight down. So there we have the KSI. Next up, we're going to do it again, but we're going to skip 3 sidewall holes, so down to the top of the next mesh loop. Skipping 3 sidewall holes, so 1, 2, 3. Leaving a small loop once again, just like that. Take your leading end string, go from the back and through that loop we created. Pulling your slack from the inside. Pinching the sidewall string to the plastic and then pulling straight down with our leading end. And then from the bottom and up of that same mesh loop. Now we have 2 KSIs. All right, so after that, we're going to skip 2 more sidewall holes and then do another KSI, so down to the top of the next mesh loop, all the way through, into the plastic, making sure to skip 2 sidewall holes. As you can see. And then we'll leave a small loop once again. Take your leading end string, go from the back and through of that loop. Pulling your slack from the inside. Pinching it, pull straight down. And then from the bottom up of that loop. And that's creating our channel portion. We're going to skip 1 sidewall hole and then do a single, so from the bottom and up. Just like that. And then what you want to do here is take the middle of the mesh, pinch it, pull it up towards the top of the scoop, and then pull your leading end string straight down so that this mesh loop anchors to the plastic. And then we're going to go into the next sidewall loop, so making sure to skip 1. And then that's going to be left there alone. Next up, we are going to skip one sidewall hole and then do an SI, so down to the top of the next mesh loop. Going into the plastic, making sure to skip one sidewall hole. You're going to pull this string through and then go through the loop that you created. As you can see, pulling this all the way through. And then now from here, you want to take the middle mesh once again, pinch it, pull it up towards the top of the scoop. And then with your other hand, all you're doing is pulling this up and down. So that's locking down nice and tight. Take your leading and string, go from the bottom up that same mesh loop you just went through. Just like that. And then there we should have a single or an SI. So we should have a single and then skip SI. Okay, so after that, we're going to do that 3 more times. So we're going to go from the top and down of the next mesh loop into the plastic, making sure to skip one sidewall hole, and then through the loop that you create. And then I'm taking my hand from the inside here and then pulling the middle of the mesh and then pulling up towards the scoop. It's doing the same thing essentially. And then take your leading and string, going from the bottom up of that same or that previous mesh loop. Just like that. We're going to do it 2 more times. So down to the top of the next mesh loop. Into the plastic, skipping one sidewall hole. From the bottom up. And through. And then one last time, down to the top of the next mesh loop. Into the plastic. And then from the bottom up. Oops. So that's nice and tight. Okay, and now to finish out with the pocket, we're going to skip 2 more sidewall holes and we're doing an interlock. So we're going to go into the plastic first, skipping 2 sidewall holes. We're going to leave a small loop here. And then this next available mesh loop, we're going to go up and through this one from the inside. So as you can see through here. And then up and through this loop. Then we're going to pull this out. Pinch the middle of the mesh once again. Pull it up towards the top of the scoop. And then go out again, up, and then down. And then now to completely finish out, take your leading and string. Go from the top and down to that same mesh loop that we just came up through. And then from the inside, you're going to go out and through the next available mesh loop, or the next available sidewall hole. So there we go. And then all you need to do here is simply just tie it off. There we go. Okay, so here we go with the pocket finally done with the royal blue string. So as you can see, nice mid-low pocket. Really great channel. As you can see, it's going to be really smooth and accurate for both passing, feeding, and shooting. So if you guys enjoyed this video or found it helpful, be sure to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and thanks for watching.